Viene Puerto Rico. Por aquí de este lado, el orgullo de Maternillo. Simplemente voy a ser breve. Fresh Production Boxing, Bayamón, Puerto Rico, Coliseo Rubén Rodríguez, noviembre. Lo que viene es fuego. Los indios taínos, aquí nosotros, versus los indios aztecas, unos guerreros. Así que nada, buen entendedor, pocas palabras. Veamos cómo sale esa noche y quiénes van a ser los triunfadores. Creo que va a ser el fanático, el real fanático del boxeo. Así que nada, bendiciones. Y a ver si nosotros, ¿verdad?, venimos diferentes a nuestra última actuación. Bendiciones. Y lo que es mío, va a ser mío. Así que nada, es cuestión de tiempo. Estamos activos.
Hello amigos and welcome to another episode of Inside the Ropes with Coach Mario. Coach Mario, owner and head coach of Warriors Pride Boxing Academy here in Miami, Florida. How you guys doing this morning? It's Friday, Social Friday. Feliz Viernes Social to all my friends and to all the subscribers for Inside the Ropes with Coach Mario. Happy Friday, guys. Anyway, today we're going to discuss a little bit more. We're going to go a little more in depth with the fight that is scheduled in Puerto Rico, in el Coliseo Rubén Rodríguez in Bayamón, Puerto Rico, this upcoming November 9th, I believe it is, November 9th, between Subriel Matias, el orgullo de Maternillo, versus Roberto Ramirez, right? Roberto Ramirez with a record of 26-3 with one draw. Roberto Ramirez, a tall, lanky fighter, Mexican fighter, has a high percentage of knockout in his career. However, he's been knocked out on a few occasions. So how good is Roberto Ramirez? And my question today is, why is Subriel Matias fighting Roberto Ramirez? All right. So after the fight between Subriel Matias and Layup, there's a lot of questions that still remain unanswered. This fight will answer some of those questions, but some of the questions will remain unanswered. All right. What happened that night against Layup? Why didn't he throw, his usual output? Is Subriel Matias, was he overwhelmed with the Puerto Rican crowd? Was he not training properly? Did he overtrain? Did he party the night? All these questions remain unanswered. Now that he's fighting in Puerto Rico, now that his coach is Nelson Adams from Fajardo, Puerto Rico, and a lot of you guys don't know who Nelson Adams is. I know him personally. I know him from back in the day when I used to train in Fajardo at the Fito Ramos gym. I remember back then. So Nelson Adams, John Molina was there. I used to go there with my kid when he was 8 years old, and we used to train there and everything else. But these questions remain unanswered. So fighting Roberto Ramirez, will Roberto Ramirez be a good gauge, a good way of measuring where Subriel Matias is at? Okay, Roberto Ramirez, if you look at his box rec, he is 26-3-1. He has been knocked out on a couple of occasions early in his career. He is a tall, orthodox fighter. He's 6 feet tall. He is coming from a victory by TKO against Rodolfo Flores Moreno. And this was back in last year, December last year. So this man has not fought in about a year. Why did they choose Roberto Ramirez? All right. And that is a question that I have. Why didn't they choose somebody that is ranked top 10, top 15 for a comeback fight against Subriel Matias? Is there lack of confidence in Subriel Matias as far as his promoter, Juan Orengo, his manager, his management team, himself? Is he in any way, shape or form, not confident of his abilities anymore? Is he too distracted now that he's fighting in Puerto Rico? Or is he already at peace made peace, got the monkey off his back from training in Mexico so long, and now he's happy with his family and close by, his beautiful daughters. I saw the other day, it was really cute, his two little daughters, you know, just talking about his upcoming fight and making that sign like cutting your neck on Instagram. That was really, they're beautiful girls, and I can understand why Subriel Matias wants to be close to them. And I mean, I don't blame him at all. I don't blame him. He looks like he's a great dad, a great father. But when you're in this sport, you got to be all in or all out. And that's what I tell my fighters. You can't be half-ass, you know, a boxer. This is a very demanding career, very demanding sport. If you want to be a boxer, there's going to be sacrifices that need to be made. And it seems to me, and I hope I am wrong, it seems to me that Subriel Matias chose the path of least resistance, the path of being, you know, more comfortable, the path of being, you know, less stressed. So yeah, my friends, Subriel Matias was feeling that homesickness. He was away from his family, and he's attributed that to parting ways with his former coach, former trainer, Jay Panda Nahar, and he couldn't take it anymore. But my question is, for today's episode, is Roberto Ramirez the right person for a comeback, if you want to call it a comeback? Because Subriel Matias has been out of the ring not that long, guys, since his last fight. I know he probably just, you know, relaxed a little bit, took some R&R in order to get his head back together. You know, he was under a lot of scrutiny and criticism, and a lot of people, even experts, said, oh, well, he's a hype job. We've always said he was a hype job. He's not. I would not, if I were to be honest with you guys, Roberto Ramirez is ranked number 11 in Mexico and ranked 96 in the world in his weight class. 96. He's been knocked out twice. He's a tall fighter. They're trying to sell this as Mexico versus Puerto Rico again, and I hate when they do that. This is not Mexico versus Puerto Rico. This is an elite fighter in Subriel Matias, who I do consider him elite if he, you know, if he focuses and he stays on track and he's disciplined and everything else. He's got that caliber of quality of a fighter, in my opinion. But picking Roberto Ramirez as a comeback fight raises questions, bro. Raises a lot of questions in my eyes. Like I said, if I was, you know, in Subriel Matias' camp, if I was in Subriel Matias' inner group, I would not have chosen this person. If I've chosen this person, was for a reason. Was that I was not sure where Subriel Matias is at. Maybe I want to give him, you know, a layup, an easy fight that he can shine, something that he can come back. And there's nothing wrong with that, but ranked 96 in the world? I wouldn't have taken maybe 20, 25, you know, 15. I don't know, guys. You know, I don't know how much this is going to do for Subriel Matias' career. We may be able to see where he's at, skill-wise, mentally-wise, where he's training well. You know, if all his, you know, his skills are back to where they were when he fought all these other fighters that he disposed of in his career. Is he that old Subriel Matias, or is he just a fighter that's just trying to get by? All right, so once he gets through with Roberto Ramirez, he has to do that in an impressive fashion. He has to beat Roberto Ramirez in a decisive and impressive fashion this coming November in Puerto Rico in front of his fans. all right, in front of his critics. People are again gonna be traveling to Puerto Rico to see Subriel Matias fight. And then he's got a lot of fans, hardcore fans, that support him because they can see the skill level that he has, and they want to see this fighter come back again. And like I say, I hope and pray that his family, that's the kind of motivation that he needed in order to get back to where he needed to be. Maybe he was drained mentally, but we're gonna see with Roberto Ramirez, he's gotta knock him out inside of 5 rounds. Roberto Ramirez was knocked out by Camarón Cepeda inside of 5 rounds. 2 minutes and 43 seconds of the 5th round by an aggressive volume puncher as Camarón Cepeda. If Subriel Matias is able to knock this guy out soon, he might get a shot at the winner between Lee Amparo and Richardson Hitchens, which is also going to take place in Puerto Rico, and I believe it's in the month of December. And I would not be surprised that Richardson Hitchens becomes a champion. I think Lee Amparo is a one-hit wonder. Lee Amparo was at the right place at the right time under really adverse conditions because he was fighting in another country. Everybody was against him. Nobody gave him a shot. And Subriel Matias, that walked in there, was a zombie. Was a walking zombie. Slow, high guard, not throwing punches. There's a lot of questions that remain unanswered. But we're going to see now with Roberto Ramirez, who I believe, again, like I said before, he is not the right opponent that should have been fighting Subriel Matias now. It's not Mexico versus Puerto Rico. It's an elite fighter. It's an A-level fighter. At least that is my perception of Subriel Matias versus a C-level fighter, ranked number 100 in the world. All right? Roberto Ramirez, guys, is a taxi driver. Let's be honest. All right? If he's not able to dispose of Roberto Ramirez easily, forget about it. Forget about it. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm going to be honest with you. I'm always honest with you guys. I'm a straight shooter. I say it like I see it. And I was glad to see Subriel Matias come back and fight somebody right away. But when I started digging deep and looking who Roberto Ramirez was, I did not know who Roberto Ramirez was. I've been looking into it. And this guy, he's a C-level fighter, guys. Right? Ranked 100, number 11 in Mexico. He shouldn't have fought him. There's a lot of other fighters that Subriel Matias could have fought, that are ranked 15, 10. But let's hope and pray that Subriel Matias becomes victorious. This, in my opinion, is an easy test for him. Is a layup. Now, if he encounters any issues with this guy, if he can't throw his hands, let's go of his hands like he used to do before. If he has issues with his offense, if he continues to have issues, with his mentality and his confidence, then he should hang him up. All right, because they're going to be using him as a stepping stone. As you all know, the zone, Matchroom Boxing, Eddie Hearn and Subriel Matias had parted ways. Apparently, he had a multi-fight deal with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Boxing if he would have beaten Lee Amparo, but he did not. He looked really bad. He lost a unanimous decision. So Eddie Hearn said, hey, you're on your own now, buddy. Shot yourself in the foot. And Eddie Hearn seemed kind of happy that happened. I don't know if that was my perception, but he was smiling and everything after the fight. And when asked about a rematch, he goes, no, there's no rematch. This was a mandatory. Mandatory? That's another question. How in the hell was that a mandatory? That was not a mandatory fight. There should have been a rematch clause in that fight. Subriel Matias should be fighting next month in Australia for the title on a rematch. That's what should have happened. But anyway, guys, those are my 2 cents. Let me know what you guys think about Roberto Ramirez being the next opponent for Subriel Matias. What does he have to do in order to earn a title shot? If he loses, will that mean that Subriel Matias is done with the sport and he should stay home and work, start a business or a small business or something in Puerto Rico that he can be next to his family, become a coach, help other fighters, or just become a stepping stone for up-and-comers? Let me know what your thoughts are. But this is all for now. This is Coach Mario, owner and head coach of Warriors Pride Boxing Academy, saying hasta la vista. God bless you all. Until next episode, God bless you and peace.